Gotta go through it.
Okay.
We call the October 14, 2025 Board of Works meeting to order. Let the minutes reflect all board members present. Jumping right into the agenda. The minutes of September 9th, 2025. No time to review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor? Motion carries. I've been informed by the clerk treasurer that we have no sewer adjustments to approve. First time in a long time.
I was gonna say, been a little bit.
So with that, we'll jump into the old business. Council members, you have old business? Joe?
Nope.
You and Chris?
Well, I do, and I can't remember how we did this. Jason Reynolds passed his CDL training, and I can't remember if we did Board of Works last time. I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. Don't know if it needs improvement to pay us the $1,000 stipend. It's in the salary ordinance, but just want to let you know that he has passed and got a copy of it, so.
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, I don't have anything at this time on old business. We'll go in.
Yes, that's fine. I got a list of a few items to go through. North Dowling Drive, you can see they cleaned up where a truck went in, but more have gone through. I do have a list of a cost from the contractor for bollards to put out there. It would be for 10 bollards, $2,435, and that would be with the city installing those bollards. That comes with the, it's like a triangle looking bollard that sits on the side. If you remember, the reason we got rid of the curb that was supposed to be on that side was because there was gonna be a ditch on that side. Because the utilities never got relocated, we had to move, we went with a storm line with inside the roadway. So that ditch got moved. To put a curb there, you'd have to have some kind of catch basin, some kind of storm on that side.
So that's 2,000, how much?
It'd be $2,435. That includes 10 bollards, the bolts that go with it, and then delivery as well.
But not installation, right?
Not installation. I will, I'll put that together in an email and get that over to
So
you.
are you trying to place those at the truck exits and
I
entrances?
would put it at the truck.
Not all the way across?
No, not all the way down, just, it seems like it's happening at each entrance.
So we got back into it again?
I see a couple where
I've seen a couple spots too.
it's not
Not
like
as bad as before,
but yeah, they have gone back into it. So my thought is we get those out there and we get the contractor to clean up that again, and then, at that point, hopefully it stops happening. But I'll send some pictures, I'll get some pictures, I took some pictures of that, I'll send that in an email with the bollards and get that.
So what about another route with the cement from down there at this place in Memphis? Just to put those concrete barriers in there instead of the island.
I can look into that.
But we must install there, a lot cheaper.
But,
I mean, yeah, the aesthetics might be, it's not gonna be as aesthetic, I mean, the problem with the curb, I thought about that with my knee jerk, well, you have the curb in there, you're cured, but, if they're running like they are, I mean, what's the run over a curb? I mean, if it's a regular curb, it's only gonna be, 8 inches tall, well, hell, they can run over that in a heartbeat, so you spend all that money to put the catch basin in and the curb, so, I mean, that's my concern there. I mean, then I'm not very optimistic today, I don't think. And then you put the bollards up and then they're just gonna mow them down,
That would be my question. I mean,
The concrete barriers would, I mean, I'm not offering a solution, I'm offering a problem.
Yeah.
The concrete barriers may be more of impedance than anything, and like you say, chip them up and they start looking double bad,
Or you get the 8-foot barriers, we can paint them.
You're talking about those blocks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
well, I think with the bollards, yeah, they'd probably have to be on the road, bolted down to the road. With the blocks, you can probably at least put those just off to the side and then
That's
paint
what I'm
them.
thinking.
It'd give you a little bit more room there for those trucks to make that turn.
You think you'd have to dig that out and put gravel down or something to set those things
Well,
on?
we
those blocks?
brought some on that shoulder.
Or set them right on the shoulder,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
what do you think?
I think if you go outside, you could either do a little bit of rock there, or do it on the shoulder.
try them on the shoulder. I mean, I don't know, I think that might be,
Shoulder's not made to be driven on.
I think it'd be a lot
There's no room
cheaper, honestly.
there.
easier to set.
It's
to
like
handle.
they said, they mow over, telephone poles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, those would be.
Yeah, we tear those bollards up, it's expensive to
Yeah,
replace.
yes.
So, yeah, well, then they're gonna be buying dollars all the time, and they're gonna shear them off, so maybe they won't destroy them, but then you gotta go out and rebolt them, anchor them.
Those bollards are I believe $195 a bollard. is
Yeah.
what
I'll
that
say the
costs.
semi's gonna do a lot of damage with bollards.
So they ain't gonna stop them, you know what I mean? Like baller, like I'm thinking about, the only baller that I think stops is like the one they used to have, remember that giant concrete
It's
block?
the concrete block cone
Oh,
shape.
so
that
they
what it
are.
is?
I got
Yeah, yeah.
you.
So I'll get a cost for the cement blocks too. And
What do you think?
Without looking, I don't know, but,
yeah, you have a picture
I mean, the bollards sound like, yes, they're gonna hit them anyway.
I have a
Replace
detail
them
on
again. I mean,
I'm just thinking the ones kind of parked there.
Well, that's not the type of bollard you're talking about, though, what you got there.
No, you're talking about those
Oh, no.
concrete, I don't know if you've seen the concrete ballers,
Yeah.
you know? They're a little bit more substantial.
Look like a cone.
Yeah, he's got a picture of it.
a drawing of it.
Yeah. More like a-
Oh, okay.
Maybe just price it both ways, see what.
Yeah, and I can provide pictures of it as
Well,
well.
maybe you get those blocks with that, some type of fake stone stamped in it or something, I don't know. You know, if you want a more aesthetic look, you know. But it's a commercial area.
Yeah.
So I'll put an email together for that, give some pictures, give some examples. We can move forward with that. As far as the rest of that goes, I'm waiting on information from All Star Paving for their pay application. And then I'll get that sent over to Chris. The solar project, the switchover is scheduled for this Saturday, the 18th at 7 a.m. I think after that, they'll be finished by, I think, midweek next week. And I think the trailer is planning to be picked up on the 27th, I believe. Final few things to be landscaping stuff.
Is the fence done back there, do you know that?
I'm not positive on that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sounds like landscaping will be the last to happen, and that'll be probably middle of next week. The UV equipment we're working on, Dave can talk more on this, we're working on the plans now. Hoping to have the plans completed by the end of this month and start putting out for bid, I believe, early November. That way we can
Yeah,
have-
we did the design, they got some sketches out to them, and they surveyed the site, so they're in the process of drawing the drawings, and I'm gonna prepare the contract documents, and we should be able to take bids, to receive bids next month, I'm hoping, so. That's the goal. Oh, on that topic, I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
I was thinking, I was driving down here, we probably need to make some provisions, or keep in back of your mind, to store the UV equipment somewhere, you know? Cause this is probably gonna come in before they start construction, you know? And I know that they were talking about storing those solar panels, I don't know, I never saw where we got them in the building over. You do have the solar panels? What's your room?
They got, well, I put them in behind the phosphorus tank.
Oh, okay, you got them in that building? Okay.
Yes.
All right, well, there must not be that, I don't know.
They ain't that big.
It didn't sound like it was that big when she was asking.
I got you. Okay, well, good. I mean, just keep in mind that, and I'll try to get a size on that thing, but, you know, I want somewhere, and I don't even know if you have to store it inside. I mean, obviously, everything it sits outside when it's constructed, so.
Yeah.
But it might be nice to have a place to put it, so I just.
Yeah. We could probably put it in the phosphorus. I got some more room in there.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find out the size of the box, or boxes.
Should have that on some metal, so.
It might be, but you know, when they pack it, I mean, I got the size of the unit, but
Yeah.
I don't have the size of the shipping container, how they really ship it, you know, so.
Just an update for everybody on Meadowbrook, they're continuing on those houses there. DC Develop, requested install final pavement on Meadowbrook. That has since been, they're going to just do the entrance right there on the final pavement, and we're gonna reevaluate doing the final pavement in spring. With that said, changes, I would make notice of the manhole locations out
We're
there.
gonna put some cones on that.
That way for snow removal, we don't, take that off, so. That's kind of.
Watch it last year too.
Okay.
So when do they plan on doing that paper? Gonna get cold before long.
I was waiting on an update, I'll send another one today, he sent me last week that they're trying to get it scheduled.
I kinda agree with them. I don't believe we need to pay that whole thing yet, not till spring anyway.
There's no sense putting it down now.
No.
So it's just to look at the stream restoration between Audrey Lane and US 31, as well as County Road 250, right there, Bowman Road, that intersection, and down to Steep Ditch, which is Mac Drive area. So I talked to Rez on what permits would be needed to do some stream restoration on that. They just basically said it depends on what kind of work we're looking to do. If we're going in to clear out some of the sediment on the bottom of those streams, it's probably gonna take a little bit more than I think what we were going for. It's not just the maintenance. They said we could do a nationwide 27 permit. That's more costly, but would cover everything. But that could also require tree plantings and stuff as well. My recommendation would be to have Rez walk that with us and do a, kind of discuss with them what our goal is of this project. Is it gonna be pockets? Do we only need to do bank stabilization? Do we actually have to dig out the center of that stream? They believe they can walk that stream with us, give us some recommendations, rough costs, all that for a time material of not to exceed $5,200. That work again will be on time material. They wouldn't get into details until the city thinks it's time to move forward with that. So I can summarize that for you all, and we can decide if we want to move forward on that. I have not seen the stream down here from Audrey Lane to 31 when it's been raining a decent amount. I know when we had the issue with the sanitary on this side, I saw how much that other stream did not move. I do believe we can get in there and clear some of the beaver dams without any permits. So I don't think that would be an issue. But if we're actually trying to update that stream, I think then we'll need to get into permitting.
A
So,
lot of eroding.
yeah. And that's what I was looking at on Linden. If you look both ways, you can kind of see where that stream on both sides, that bank, doesn't look great. So I think it's worth getting Rez out there to walk
It keeps
in.
getting wider and it's like a snake. We don't have no straight shot.
Yeah.
It just keeps hitting the bank.
And I unfortunately, I think you're gonna have to dig out sections of it. I mean, cause there's that one section I know right down from your house that is just flat as a bone, I mean, there's like no creek there,
So, I do think that would be my recommendation, to get Rez out there, what permits would be needed, and what costs are we even looking at for it.
So that one area right there by the bridge, by the house that's right there, I mean, that's really silted in. There's hardly no ditch there.
Right, yeah, just right downstream from there,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
just- Yeah.
I mean, and there's other areas like that I saw. That's the problem. To me, that's the problem when you gotta get into the bottom. The sides above the normal water line's nothing, so you can screw around with that all you want. But the problem is when you gotta get into that bottom of that creek.
So
And
is
that's
that,
why,
is that who the resident be the one that issue the permit?
Yes, they'd be helping us with the permit.
well, they wouldn't issue it. They would be the consultant, that's what they do.
The Corps, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's who like developers hire, and that's the situation that you're in,
Because
They did some work on, Meadowbrook,
I believe so.
So
They've already looked at that line.
So they're familiar with the area to some extent, they did some of that work on Meadowbrook we did.
So I don't have a full proposal from them. That was just discussions at this point to see which way, you all would like to proceed on that. If so, I can get a proposal from them. and we can-
Yeah, I think we need to make some kind of we need to take some action, something on that creek, because this is getting worse.
Yeah.
It has every year for quite some time.
It's not gonna get any better. It'll fix itself.
You know, correct, we got,
I think it's all gonna come down to money. I don't need to be done, but I'd like to you know, before I commit to anything, I want to see prices.
No, understandable.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
the Boatman side, that one's gonna be the tougher of the, because it goes through most likely a wetland area. It's in the floodplain. That's gonna be the more difficult side for us to get into and clear and update, so. But yeah, I'll get with Rez, we'll get a proposal together.
I mean, to your point, Chris, I think to fully define the cost, you're gonna have to do this phase. you know?
Oh, I agree, but I want to see what this is gonna,
Yeah, well, this is the not to exceed of $5,200. And from that, they should be able to give you a clear scope, schedule, budget as far as what you need, what the restorations are gonna be, and what the cost will be. I mean, don't you agree?
Yeah, this is basically painting a picture for what the city, you know, how much is the city willing to go?
Exactly what kind of permit you need to do, exactly what you wanna do, exactly what the restoration has to be, you know, like, they got all kinds of goofy stuff about planting trees or, you know, doing work on other streams, all kinds of crazy stuff they can make you do. But in order to define that and get it and cost it, you know, we need that, we need to do this phase, you know, so. That's what I would say, if you're serious about doing this, that's the first step in doing it. you know, Is getting a consultant like that, you know, to go out and define it and give you an actual scope, schedule, and budget for it. And it takes a lot of effort is the problem.
I understand.
It's not just, yeah, this is what you gotta do, you know. So,
So I'll work on getting a proposal from them, and then we can continue that conversation.
All right.
Last thing I believe I have is I've looked into a little bit of the storm line along, US 31. The storm line has, I believe, Dave, you've been out there and actually seen some of the possible collapses in that pipe.
yeah,
And just know that it's been deteriorating over time. I looked at the report from 2023 where that pipe was televised. There are, I would say, about 1,000 feet of pipe that I'm like, that's probably not in good shape at all. The rest of the pipe I wouldn't say is in great shape either, but they didn't really call anything out. I've also looked at there's been point repairs done in 2016 and 2020. I believe those point repairs have came out to be about $800 per linear foot once you look at the number of those. And I think that if you replace that whole line, which is about 3,200 feet, it'd be about 50% per foot of that pipe. So I think you'd be looking more in the range of $400 per linear foot instead of $800. Don't believe the city has the money currently to do that project. I think you're looking at least $1 million project to replace that whole line. With that said, I think that's something we'll need to get into with the stormwater program. And I have a stormwater ordinance together to provide to the city. At this time, I do not have the recommendation for the fee that would come with that stormwater fee. I should have that by the end of the week. So I will have that email to you guys and we can start looking at, you know, I think that's a project that needs to be at the top of the list once a stormwater program is in place with that fee. So.
and the problem with getting the grant for that, we found out, is that you have to have a stormwater fee in order to be competitive at all for that grant. you know.
Right.
But, I mean, you can submit without it, there's ways of time.
You know, looked into the pipe of that, price of that pipe, and it just, I don't think it's something the city has a budget for to do that project at this time.
$1 million? No.
Yeah.
For the whole line.
For the-
What about the spot repair, or how many spots we got now, Shane, you know?
There's, I know 3 or 4 big ones down there. I don't know.
This plan right here has basically all the major cracks called out from this 2023 report that I'm sure if I gave to Shane, he can call out others that he knows areas are getting worse. I would say based off of this, there are 3 or 4 areas I would say need a point repair, and he probably would have to do that. And those point repairs were averaging about,
15 to 18,000.
2020 was $26,000. So if you know, do 5 point repairs, that's adding up there, and like I said, that's $800 a linear foot of pipe. I don't know if that's unless it needs immediate action, I don't know if that's the right one.
That's a major waterway too, through there. I mean, that's what scares me. It's just a lot of the north end dump into the pond, and when the pond overflows, that's the main waterway out.
Yeah.
If that collapses, you got your pond backing up and you've got all those people in that area, it's gonna affect, so.
So that don't run adjacent to 31, it runs across the field back behind McCann, doesn't it?
It runs
Long
along
road,
31,
runs along 31 down the,
north and south.
yeah, runs down the
It's
bottom.
parallel 31.
Yeah.
From Morganton all the way down to, that's where we're at.
So
And the shallower stuff's probably okay, it's just that deeper section.
it's kind of in the middle, but the sections were, I think both pipes were 596 feet of pipe between manholes, and those there's a lot of joints that are misaligned. You can see rock, you can see soil in some of those joints.
So another question was, to come up with in the redevelopment commission meeting, is that gonna, when the state job goes down through there, is that gonna affect that area?
No, it's a problem.
Yeah, it's,
No, it ends at,
Is it Wilbur,
Wilbur.
but they don't go that far over,
yeah, it's on the other side, and
I mean, they're not.
actually, it's.
how far is it out in that
Past Wilbur,
field? I mean, what is it, 30 feet out in that field?
maybe.
Maybe a
Right.
section of it gets out there a little bit into.
I just remember when they did this last point, that last section.
The right of way of the road,
State right of way.
it's in the state right of way, so we had to get a right of way permit.
Right.
To do those points.
I just couldn't remember. I remember when they did last section.
Cause I didn't even remember getting the right of way permit, I started looking at that stuff, so like, we had to get state.
We just can't forget that, that's just, that's
The
where.
problem, that reconstruct project doesn't really impact the grade at all, it really just is focused solely on the road itself,
It's really just
It's really just a matter of redoing that road system.
just relining more. I mean,
Yeah, it's, changing, reconfiguring the lanes and all that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And redoing, spend a lot of money on redoing that corner,
Yeah.
You're supposed to try to get that better, it'll never be perfect.
So instead of replacing that pipe, you can't sleeve it?
You can sleeve it. I don't have a cost for that. I still think it's not gonna be cheap, but
Yeah.
I can get a cost for it.
Yeah, I would say maybe cost, the last time I looked into that, the problem is that it's so easy to dig, in other words, there's not houses, there's not roads, there's no real surface restoration. And, that cured in place liner is really expensive to get that diameter, it's 36 inches in diameter, so. Well, you can check it, but last time I looked, there wasn't any cost savings there.
So, we can get a cost on that. Still not gonna be cheap.
So maybe find somebody that would do, and then the other problem with that is that a lot of times, if it's caved in, you can't line it.
Yeah.
You gotta dig it up, fix it, and then line it, which doesn't make a lot
I
of
think
sense.
back in 16, that was one of the cases
Yeah,
with that part.
And
right.
It was collapsed.
and that was recording on that 23, there were probably 3 locations where that pipe was deflected a little bit more of an elliptical, so. And I think you still have some point repairs that would have to take place.
I mean, that's the problem with that pipe, is it ends up leaking, if it does end up leaking, then the gravel is displaced, if you don't have the gravel around it, you lose the structural integrity of it, it's the structural integrity of that pipe is based on the backfill around it, and then, once you lose the backfill around it, you're screwed.
I think that's all I have, so.
That's good, that's enough bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can't
Sorry.
think much more.
I got some good news, the wastewater plant, Todd's not here, so he called out, I don't mean to steal your thunder, John, but they passed the, QA/QC testing that, IDEM makes them do every year, they send them unknown blank samples, you have to run them and test them, and they passed that, and, they sent Pepsi had requested a copy of that, certification, they sent that to Pepsi, so that's all good. And, they collected and submitted the, sample for they call it wet testing, whole effluent toxicity testing, or biomonitoring, is what we call it, what I call it. So we don't have the results back yet, do you, John? I don't think so, but they did collect and submit it in accordance with your, new NPDES discharge permit. So, and we did file the, quarterly report for the agreed order, and I was a day late, well, I guess technically 3 days late submitting that because I had computer problems.
What was that test again, Dave?
Wet, whole, effluent toxicity testing.
All right. No.
It's in Todd's report there.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna read it, but Dave done covered it, so we're good. Any questions for either one, Dave or Jeremy?
No.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate the opportunity.
All right.
Park's done.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll jump into, new business. Any new business? Nothing? This is new business here. I guess we have decided on the disposal pickup days. That will be 6th, 7th, and 8th of November. We'll do it one weekend instead of two. I think last fall wasn't very beneficial to do
Slow,
two
yeah.
weekends slow, so we're gonna give it a whirl this time. So dumpster should be there on the 5th that evening. So we got that worked out with them Friday, so should be all good for that. And then, another new business, we will have our Friday night, the 31st. Hopefully have a big crowd for that. I know Scottsburg is the same night, but don't really interfere with ours, but time will tell. But we're gonna continue with ours as is. And hopefully the community will support that. Appreciate that. So, any other new business? I don't have any, you got any, Chris?
Nope.
Okay, we'll move into department heads.
Okay, new Decker streetlights, they're all done but two. They had to order a new one. We had a little issue down here on the east end of town with location of the one that they had to order, so, they had to order it, it's not in yet. Then we've got the one at the light. They're supposed, when they get back to put this new one.
Third Street as well.
Well, they got it going.
Third Street's going.
Third Street's going, so we're down with those two now, so. Those look real nice, done a good job on those.
And there will be another one installed. They're gonna
Yeah,
sign
that's-
agreement on that, so. we'll
Yeah.
sign across from Audrey.
yeah, they had to order that light, they said, so. All the toters been delivered to Morgan's Foods, they're all together, ready to go now. They called me this morning, all 2,000's been put together, ready to go, still on schedule. It's, I think what is it, the weekend before the 10th, they had planned to distribute them.
Gonna
I
distribute,
got it, but
gonna distribute them the week of the first.
yes, something like that.
Have they got them put together?
They're all together, finished them today. Put 1,400 together yesterday and then finished the other 6 today, so they're all together, ready to go.
With that, there'll be a pamphlet that goes inside those when we distribute those. Exton's working on a pamphlet to put in there as well with the do's and don'ts, what we can put in, what we can't. And then how to assemble those toward the roadway, so we can have easy access. So that'll be helpful.
Yep, truck's a little behind. He gave me an update this morning. He called, had the main person with best equipment, got a hold of him. It's in final inspection this week, be shipped to Louisville Monday. And then, once it gets to Louisville, they'll be marking it, putting their decals on it, and probably, the way he talked, maybe in the next week, getting their new truck. Cause they wanna get it to us, they're sending a guy down the last week of October to, train the guys on, some things. Working with, the head guy in Seymour, see if we can't get our guys to go up there and ride with them for a couple hours a day, cause they got the same truck, same system as ours. So we was gonna kind of give them a little feel of how it does. So it's a big thing, big change coming, so, just hope everybody bears with us. I really think it'll be, super nice once we get going and get everybody into the groove of it. It'll be, look a lot nicer, cleaner, a lot easier, safer. That's the main thing with my guys, because over the years, I don't know how many times they've been cut, stabbed by needles. It's just it's dangerous the way we do it now, and it's gonna help them out a lot as far as safety, so that's about all I have, Mayor.
Okay, appreciate it. I think this is gonna be a good opportunity to clean up the community a little more, safer for our employees, and all around. I mean, I know there's gonna be hiccups along the way, but ask the public to bear with us. I think we'll get through it, working together, we'll make it work. Appreciate it. Any questions for Shane?
For just, grass slowing down, still hitting sanitation, trash and water down and picked up. Shane and the guys are doing well working there, still getting those prices and paid, making my rounds with my flyers. That's some Melissa printed me out some flyers for the pre-disposal stuff we got coming up, so I'm making my rounds, passing some flyers out too, try to help some people out, get those out there, get the word out. As far as building stuff, talked to my guy Andy at the DG Market. The big shutters have been reinstalled, restored. They're thinking first November, definitely before Thanksgiving, get back over there and get transitioned in for the holidays. Building's coming along nice, same floor plan, all that, just a little different color scheme down the outside. Gonna be back to get them back over there to get the market up and running again. Duncan, all has been approved. We got their building permit. Just finishing up with the drainage board with the county and getting the drainage permit taken care of with that. They do have a new 911 address, which will be coming off 7th Street. So they got all that taken care of. Hopefully be breaking ground here soon, kind of finishing the touches up with that. And, Cora Cove, Chase Murphy, they're starting to break ground over there now, with what's going on over there with the multifamily units. And then we paid for the sewer taps, got everything, what all they need, and all their permits, and ready to go moving forward with that.
Did they ever submit revised plans on that?
They did, yes.
Did they?
Yeah, plans look good, on the.
Did they have some comments?
Yep, and on the IDEM permit, the only comments I had left were adding, more people to the affected persons list.
I was gonna start out 4 units, at first, build those 4, see how they do, then eventually expand. So, that's that project. Other than that, that's all I got.
Added a little bit of that fuel mart on the 27th. This month, they will have another opening, ribbon cutting for the new Mexican food they have in there. So I think that's at 10:30 on the 27th. So I'll bring that to your attention.
That's all I got, yeah.
Any questions for Tyler? Moving right along.
We dug a line up on 4th Street, fixed it, and we dug a line up on 41 Rural and fixed it for the guy. And we fixed the force main out here on Blue Road. They was put the water line in there and got into a force main. We pulled pump on number 1 lift station, and we pulled pump on number 2 and the number 11 lift station. And we're just keeping the plant clean and passing tests, and everything's looking pretty good over there.
Haven't spent a lot this month, have we? Haven't spent a lot of money this month.
No.
Good.
It's different.
Oh, and another thing, I'm waiting on my pipe so we can dig up here on,
Not
on
100
First
foot,
Street.
100 foot.
Yeah, we got 100 foot and it came in yet. So
Okay.
as soon as it comes in, we'll get all that fixed.
All right, appreciate it, John. Any questions for John? Moving right along, chief.
Stats for September, department answered 631 calls for service, 20 arrests, 21 citations, 7 warnings, 3 accidents, and 56 reports. Logan, made it through a month of training, Brett's at the school now full time, so I think hopefully everything's normal out from here on out. About it.
Questions for chief? Appreciate it. Any other comments? Appreciate what y'all do. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries.